Alright guys, what happens when a mushroom and a brisket become best friends? You get a mighty nice stuffed mushrooms. Maybe even the best ones you ever had. Let's wash these mushrooms. Alright guys, I figure we get all these mushrooms washed up and decapped. I was going to do this about a month ago, but another fellow YouTuber who's an absolute titan of the trade had done something similar. And not that I would ever be able to compete with his views, not for a good long time. I just held back on this just out of respect because I didn't want to seem like I was knocking off his idea. Alright guys, after your caps are off, get them all separated and dried off. Now, sometimes with these stems, you'll get a hard spot. If you need to or want to, feel free to cut that off. But on these, I got lucky. There wasn't a hard spot on any of them. So basically, we're going to get these in a little processor, and I'm going to process these down. Kind of like if you were trying to make a duck sill for beef Wellington. You're going to want to chop them down pretty small. Get them in a cast iron pan, and sear them down a little bit. These stuffed mushrooms aren't going to be that difficult. It's not a lot of ingredients. I'm going to take a package of pepper jack cheese. I'm going to actually shred that down. I'm going to use a little bit of pecorino romano, a sleeve of Ritz crackers or whatever type cracker you like, whether it's salted or not. Pretty much stick of butter. Yeah, these aren't going to be healthy. No big deal. Obviously, you meat a choice, whatever you want to add. I got a nice little leftover brisket from a while back that I had vacuum sealed and frozen. Guys, put whatever seasoning in it you like. You know, maybe some minced garlic, maybe some herbs, all sorts of goodies. So like I said, this isn't rocket science with this. There's not a lot to it. It's a pretty easy one. Keep on following on. Alright guys, it's the mixture of choice. Get that seated on there. You don't need it too fine. That'll probably about do it. Say half a pea-sized piece, no big deal. Throw a little butter in your pan and sear those down. Get these little mushroom pieces in there. Like I said, we're not baking them down all the way. We're going to get some color on them, get rid of some of that moisture. So we don't want to turn our stuffing into mush either. Probably cook these down, I'd say about halfway. There's going to be a couple big chunks in there, no big deal, we ain't going to stress that. Probably add a little bit of garlic, salt, and pepper. No big deal, a little SPG action. Yeah, like I said, add a little garlic, salt, not a lot. Season it how you want though. Alright, these are almost cooked down, and trust me guys, don't sleep on those stems because it's really next level stuffing action. Now, if your stems aren't worthy, sacrifice a few mushrooms. You can do the same thing. Blend them up, make them a little bit smaller, and pan sear them with just a basic amount of seasonings, alright? Onwards to the next. Stick around. Yep, gotta love that knife. Still my favorite. Probably not going to need this whole entire bit of brisket, but we're going to chop it up into about pea-sized pieces. You know what I mean? Make it a little small, so every bite of mushroom, you get a couple little pleasant surprises in it. You know what I mean? I think that'll probably actually be about enough. Alright, let's cube this up. A little bit bigger than a pea size. Maybe like little quarter-inch chunks, I think would do just fine. Like I said, this is a phenomenal way to use your leftovers, guys. I seem to be a big fan of that on this show. We waste nothing, and anything I can film, we film. Now, mind you, if you don't like mushrooms, skip a few of these steps, and I tell you what, stuff it in a pepper. You know, a big old bell pepper, or some jalapenos, or some of those green hatch peppers that my wife's always talking about. I think it'd be phenomenal in that, too. And this might be a little bit much. I don't know. I might cut it down a little bit. We'll see. Alright guys, first up I want to use that pecorino. That one actually needs to go into that stuffing mix. After that we'll get to that pepper jack. Now guys, keep in mind, use whatever cheese you want. I just think a nice little spicy cheese would come in great with this. break up a little of that richness of that brisket and the butteriness from the crackers, because I've got a whole bunch of butter in here. I just think it balances out a little bit better, but you do you. Alright guys, next up we're going to take a whole sleeve of crackers. Now, you can break these up how you see fit, crush them in the package, put them in a Ziploc bag and pound the crap out of them with a rolling pin. Last time I went Hulk on one of these, the wife spent the past 3 months trying to find little bits and pieces, so I'm going to play it safe this time and yeah, just put them in the blender. Alright guys, so that's what we're looking for cracker crumble. When you go mixing that into your butter, if it doesn't absorb, you need to add more cracker, feel free. If you think it's a little dry, add a little bit more butter. You know, be adventurous with your stuffing. Make sure you don't leave any behind. I almost just did. Wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I sacrificed a whole cracker. And I think this one's going to do just about right. The reason why you want them crackers to cool a little bit, because if you don't, you'll start to melt that pecorino, and it'll end up super stringy, and it won't cooperate with you when you're trying to get them, get those mushroom caps stuffed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump this out. We'll let it sit for about 10 minutes. Oh gosh, it smells amazing. You already got a buttery cracker in it, and then you mix a bunch of butter with it. Man, you should just eat that. We're going to add our chopped brisket to kind of help this cool off. You'll know it's cool enough when you can actually touch it and it's not warm to the touch, because that it definitely won't melt the pecorino. We'll just start off with that and give it a feel, and if it seems safe, we're going in for the next thing. This is going to be super delicious. Alright guys, I've already got our shrooms in a pan. I'm going to try a scooper with this, see how well that works. I think it's probably going to be a little less messy. And then I can pretty much get the same amount in each mushroom. Yeah, I think that might work. Like I said, you have a bunch of that stuffing left over, don't get rid of it, save it. I've got a couple bell peppers sitting in the refrigerator that I can just easily stuff that in. I won't bother filming that though. I'll wait about 6 months, and then when the world forgets that I did these, then I can do that. But yeah, I'll probably have to make a new set of stuffing by then. Alright guys, little tip for you. When you shred your cheese, if you don't want it to stick together, I fluff it a little bit and throw it in the freezer. Now, I mean, we could add cornstarch to it or something like that. That would kind of ironically defeat the whole entire purpose of shredding your own, because that's exactly what you're trying to avoid. Then we're going to get these in a 400-degree oven. You can do it in a grill or in a smoker for about 20 minutes. And at the conclusion of it, maybe I kick on the broiler and brown these up a little bit. We like a little bit of brown cheese action around here. I don't know about you. Kind of preference of mine. And yeah, we'll come on back when these are done baking. Oh yeah. Oh, those look beautiful. Oh man, they're perfect. Maybe a little bit of garnish. They don't need it, but what the hell? Looks pretty. Alright guys, at the risk of third-degree burns inside of my mouth, I don't give a crap. I'm impatient and I'm hungry. And these smell amazing, so cheers. Ooh, that's hot. Oh man. I mean, wow. Okay, so you still get the richness of that brisket, the butteriness from the cracker. I still get a little bit of the crisp from the cracker, not a lot, but it's not mush. And then you get the little bit of the saltiness from that pecorino. And man, it's just this. It's a vessel, guys. It's. Let me hide my face so we can actually get a picture. Yeah, I'm not good at this. Now whatever. Make it.